Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. What we're going to talk about today, I'm going to let's do this right here. Before we even go there, I got to say good morning to some good people this morning. Good morning. This is Mary Perry. Mary, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Mighty fine, mighty fine. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. And this is Toussaint. Now that name Toussaint has some absolute history in it. Toussaint, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Doing pretty good. Good morning.
Good deal, good deal. Now I want to talk about some things. Let me see. I gotta get myself organized here, get everything up and ready like it's supposed to be. But listen, Toussaint, I'm gonna come to you first. I put a post out there a few days ago. Well, actually, I pulled something off TikTok. I pulled something off TikTok, and it was a post that a young lady said, and I think she was either Caucasian or Hispanic. I can't say exactly what she was, what her nationality was, but she was talking about how she's talking about black women, and she was saying how black women are absolutely amazing. Black women are awesome. And she said, I'm just going to leave it right there. She said, there's nothing else for me to say. Black women are just amazing. And I got a lot of people commented on it. A lot of people commented on the post. But there was this one young lady, and I'm not going to call her name, but she actually commented on the post as well. And she said, so are white women. She said, so are white women. And I don't have an issue with that. That's fine. Everybody is awesome. Everybody have awesomeness about themselves. But why is it? And this this was an African American young lady that said that so are white women. And like I said again, I don't have an issue with that. That's fine. But why is it so hard to acknowledge or accept when somebody compliments you for being who you are? Why do you always have to include other elements in it? Why can't you just accept the compliment? Why can't you just say thank you or let it be as it is? Instead of trying, well, you beautiful too. Say we playing basketball. Toussaint, man, you're a real good shooter, man. You're a real good shooter. Well, you shoot good too. Why can't you just say thank you? Why can't we get to a place where we can just accept a compliment? Why do we always got to be so inclusive and include everybody else when it's not always reciprocated? What do you say to that, Toussaint? Uh-oh.
I think it's yeah. I think it's just for the sake of argument.
Mm-hmm.
Really. I mean, um, this society is so confusing.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say jacked up, but I'm not gonna say that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know where we heading, but and it may be as far as somebody else is concerned, it may be heading in a good direction,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know things change through time because none of us are like our grandparents or our great grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
We we evolve into the next generation,
Yeah.
and I don't know if this has anything to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I say I went to Chicago and it took me 16 hours, somebody else may say, well, I did it in 15 and a half.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Basically, just for a conversation's sake. So I don't know. Um, Everybody's in competition
Yeah. Yeah.
for some reason or the other. I mean, we talked
Mhm.
about different things um, in previous episodes or shows or whatever you want to call it, and it seems like we have to look. We can't just be who we are.
Mhm.
We have to compare ourselves, our situation, our circumstance to somebody else to make us feel some sort of a way. I can't
Mhm.
just feel the way that I am because of me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have to include, well, I'm at least I'm brighter than Badger,
Mhm.
which I'm
Mhm.
not, which I know I'm not, but
For the
for the
sake of
sake of
conversation.
argument, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
So I don't know. That's
Mhm.
just me.
Wow. Man, what do you say to that, man? Why can't a person just accept the compliment? And she said, like I said, she was either a Caucasian or Hispanic. I can't really by looking at the video, I couldn't really tell, and don't want to disrespect her in any way at all. But my thing is, and she said black women are just awesome. She said, and I'm trying to pull the clip up so I can actually play it because I want to play it as well, so we can actually see it. And make the determination whether she's not that it makes a difference what a race is, not that it makes a difference, but she went out of her way to make this TikTok video. She said what she said. Why is it that why did this young African American lady find it important to say so are white women instead of just accepting? Thank you, sister. I appreciate it. Thank you. What?
Well, let
Why?
me ask you this.
Yes.
Let me ask you this because I feel like at this point everybody just wants something to be mad at. Because let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
The award show. Remember that show when we talked about the award show?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Your whole argument was the fact that now they're not feeling included. Why did it take that for them to say something?
Mm-hmm.
Or, everybody just wants something to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's something that we're talking about or it's not we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's important.
Mm-hmm.
Because if somebody posts, if I see a post now, they're like, oh, white girl magic. I'll be like, okay, but what about black girl magic? It's just everybody has to have something to say back. As far as the compliment is concerned, I feel like it's courteous to do so. Like if someone says to me, sometimes I give a compliment and I'm not feeling beautiful that day. Some women do that. Some men do that. Some men will say, I like your shoes because your shoes look better than their shoes. But you can uplift them as well as they uplifted you by saying the compliment back. Oh, I like your shoes too. Those are nice shoes. Or, oh, I like your shoes and you like the other person's shirt. I love your shirt. Your shirt's nice. I do it every time somebody gives me a compliment. I always return the favor because you never know the type of day that person's having. You never know what happened before they walked out the door of their house or what happened before they got to you, regardless of. And I'm learning that sometimes people do things to get you. Treat people how you want to be treated. That's just what you're supposed to do. So maybe, just maybe, let it swim around in your mind. Maybe that compliment is out there because that person doesn't feel that way about themselves. So maybe you saying it back to them. Should it take you saying it to them? No. They should love themselves enough just to know that they're beautiful and they're enough. However, sometimes it's nice to hear. Just like if mom never tells you, "Oh, you look good today," you know that you look fine. Like God made you perfectly fine how you are. But it's nice to hear that. It's still nice to hear. Like if I ever get married, I want my spouse to tell me sometimes like, okay, you look good today. I'm like, okay, thank you. I know I look good, but thank you so much. It's just.
But see what you just said though.
Feel like it's a problem.
Okay, but what you just said.
Compliment.
Okay, and that's good. But what you just said is it actually goes towards my point as well. You said thank you. You said thank you. I appreciate it, and it made you feel good. You was able to accept the fact that you was given that compliment. Sometimes we have to be to the point where we can just accept the compliment. Is that just say thank you and be in that moment and accept it.
So are you upset that people return that compliment? Because I don't understand that concept.
No. And like I said in the beginning, I'm not upset. She said what she said. And I'm not angry about that. And she had a point. White women all, they could be amazing as well. But my thing was the lady that was saying that She was saying something outside. You know, obviously she's not an African American. You and if I find the video, I'm gonna play it so you can see. But she was just acknowledging the fact that black women are amazing, and she took the time.
So this was a white woman saying this. Then maybe, right? Because you didn't say that before.
I did.
So, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that part. Sorry, but if I make a video saying how Indian women are so great, how Indian women, they just, oh my goodness, they make the best children, they have the best concepts, they have the best culture. Some black person will see that and say, okay, and so do we. It's just, I feel like why is it an issue to be inclusive?
And honestly speaking, is not an issue, but why can't it at a point in time we should be able to accept the compliment and let it be like that, you know. And she went out of her way to, then this African American lady, she went out of her way on that particular post and said white women are too. You know, she didn't even have to comment. She didn't even have to comment. Okay, you feel the way you feel, go on bypass it and let it go. You don't have to always say and I don't know I don't know what her motivation was for saying. I really don't. But Rico, good morning. How you doing this morning? What do you say to that, brother? Badger, I gotta hear what you gotta say, brother. Rico, what do you say to that?
It depends on the situation, honestly. You know, I had to sit back and think about it. You know, we have this innate thing in us that makes us want to be humble. And in the process of being humble, you know what I'm saying, we'll give compliments back. You know, they call it being politically correct or just being social. And so giving compliments back has been pretty much a culture or a way of life, especially over here. Maybe just, you know, from mankind to also make sure that you compliment somebody else when they give you one. I can remember being told that. But at the same time, sometimes you do achieve or accomplish or do some things that you only deserve recognition for. And for you to turn around and then say, oh, well, your child is good too. But their child might not be as good. Their child actually might suck at what you said.
Good
but
God.
Here it is. Just to make it sound good and just to make people feel like, you know, well, let me return the kindness. Let me say her child is intelligent too. Her child ain't straight else.
Yeah.
Can't get right. Don't want to do right. But she comes to tell you how amazing your son is. He's giving speeches. You know, he's motivated, ambitious. He's going to college at 12 years old type of stuff. Oh, your son is so intelligent and he's so kind. I wish my son would be the same way. Oh, your son, he's something else too.
Yeah, he's something else.
Wait a minute. Now, she just said that to be saying something. So sometimes you can actually offend people trying to find a way to compliment them just because you're going through the motions. So sometimes you can go ahead and just accept that compliment, receive it for what it is, and don't feel like, you know, well, you know, I need to humble myself. Because sometimes, you know, it might come off like you really don't appreciate that compliment just for you to throw it off. Maybe you don't believe that. And so you just quick to say, well, you know what, man, don't shower all that praise and attention down on me. Give yourself some too. So it's a good and a bad to it, you know, but at the same time, you would hope this wasn't a idolization thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we go through the whole gamut of life's experiences. We also know that, you know, there's a atmosphere that exists where people would do that because they felt like if they didn't, they would be in trouble because they were considered uppity niggas. So they better return that. They better return that compliment because you might think you getting too big for your britches to just sit back and listen to me compliment you. It's not courteous. It's not mannerable. You know, especially in the what they call the Southern hospitality type of mindset. Yeah. You know, that's crazy for you to think in this atmosphere of the South. Think about what the Civil War was about and what happened in the South with chattel slavery, and then they have the nerve to talk about Southern hospitality and courteousness. But that's a part of that too. So you know, that could be several different things. You know what I'm saying? She may not have meant any subconscious. I'm gonna say, what am the word I'm trying to think of, man? She might not be trying to minimize herself. subliminally or subconsciously, she might just be, you know, at the same time trying to remain humble, but then at the same, you know, you have to just really read in between the lines, but probably know who she is. She might be that type of person.
Exactly. Badger, what do you say to that, man? Why is it so hard for a person just to accept a compliment instead of feeling as though they have to give one in return? You know, just accept it. And good morning. How you doing this morning?
It's another beautiful and blessed day.
Yes, sir.
Straight into an interesting topic.
Hey, man, I overslept this morning. I want to apologize to everybody, man. I overslept terrible this morning. Ain't slept like that in a long time, but I feel good though. I feel real good this morning. But go ahead, Badger.
And sometimes I just want to really reach through this internet and give Mary a big old hug with some of the things that she says. I was sitting there smiling. I'm like, you know, I'm actually going to turn on my camera because of what she said today.
Come on, now.
I have a lot of mine is similar to hers because looking at the way so many people, I mean, even someone just making a compliment like that people will get negative about it. You know, they'll go, well, why are you saying it about this one and not about the others? You know, and so on and so on. Everyone's finding some reason to complain about something. You know, like it was a beautiful thing. Person complimented, you know, black women being amazing. Someone said white women are amazing too. To me, I don't see an issue with that. Could she have said thank you? Sure. You know, people have told me compliments many times. And for me, it's not like I have to or anything. You know, sometimes I'm like, especially when people say I'm smart, because I'm like, normally if someone's complimenting you saying that you're smart, most of the time they feel like they're not. So I want to say something to uplift them too, because it just feels right. I don't want them to feel less than or inferior or anything like that. Because yeah, I'm good at some things, but I ain't good at everything by no means. I am not the most. I don't know how many times I struggle with words or say things wrong or use the wrong words, and somebody takes me out of context or twists my words because they think I meant something else. I ain't good at none of that stuff. Sure, I've studied spirituality and religions for 20 years. That don't mean I know how to word things properly. So yeah, I have knowledge in different perspectives than a lot of people do. You know, I'm an activist when it comes to disabilities and mental disorders. So sure, I guess, you know, someone could say I'm smart because I have a high IQ. Okay. But there's something that you're good at too.
That's good.
So,
but see, go ahead, brother.
So my issue is, morning, Lenny, is courtesy. I don't see a reason why to get upset over something like that, because you don't know them personally of why they're doing it the way they're doing it. Could they be doing it for a negative reason because it's just something that was trained in them, or are they returning a compliment from actual goodness and light in their heart? So how can you really say without knowing the person that's doing it?
And see, and that's why I said at the beginning of the broadcast, I don't know the young lady, and but looking at the whole situation, and one of the things behind it, I see that happen a lot. I see that if there's one issue dealing with one group of people, a lot of times it always try to, instead of dealing with that particular issue and that particular situation, people are trying to pull what other things into it instead of dealing with what we're talking about at that particular time, or what a person or what that conversation is. Not necessarily us, but what that conversation is. People will try to pull other elements into it. Let's deal with what we're talking about, and then once we deal with what we're talking about, we can deal with the other elements after that. But let's stay where we are right now. Tucson, what do you say to that?
I was just going to add real quick.
Go ahead.
Isn't God in everything?
Yes, God is in everything, but isn't God in the conversation that we're having? If she said, if this young lady, and she didn't have to do it, I'm gonna find the thing because I want to play it for y'all so y'all can see it, but she didn't have to do it. She said, and like I said, I think she was either Caucasian or Latino. I don't want to say one way or another. When you see it, you'll see what it is. But she took her time to say this. And so I reposted it. I reposted it on my page. And then to have somebody come in and implement something totally different in what she said, deal with what she said. Let's acknowledge what she said, and then we can move from that. But let's at least acknowledge it first. What do you say to that, Tucson?
We have a I had to reevaluate after Mary said what was talking. I had to take another look. Because everybody seems like in this society wants to be superior than the other. And it may have been just to lay the playing field, kind of balance it out. Just like when I was listening to Badger saying, somebody say, well, you're smart and this and that. Well, you are. You may say, well, Tucson, you, and I'm just using this for example. Rico, you good with your words. You know how to expound on different things. Well, so is Badger. You hear what I'm saying? So Badger says no, but here's the deal. It helps encourage the next person to try a little harder, to be a little better. Because you have to pull what's out of the person to help them get what's in them out to benefit others. And I want you to just give me a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
Because Badger does a lot of, and I'm doing the same thing actually what the lady did right now. Badger does a lot of research and he searches out things. Can you imagine if, and I know that, and I'm just saying this, Badger, he would say, well, I don't know how to put it out there. Well, to me, if I had Badger's what's in his head, boy, I can pull out some stuff. Not belittling myself, but just to lay the playing field, because we all in this thing together. If we could ever get to the point that we all start functioning to our greatest ability, what type of society we would have. But no, what I want to do is be better than Badger because I can explain. No, that's crazy. That actually is crazy and self-righteous.
We're all a puzzle piece.
Yes.
Now see, go ahead.
No, so when you think about it, a lot of times what we do is we set people in a competitive mode rather than, okay, she says, oh, black women are beautiful. Well, so is white women. So is Mexican women. So is Oriental women. So is Native American women. I don't care who it is. Fat women, short women, wide women, no half women.
Good people. Lord. Wait a minute.
Well, here's the thing. So here's the thing about that. We live in a diverse society. And in not being so judgmental, in trying to make everybody inclusive, we have to be able to make this type of conversation, because our biggest problem is I want to be better than you. I just got to be better than you. Right. So if we just say, okay, I like your tone of skin. Well, I like yours.
Let's see, the thing about that is, and this putting another angle on the situation. If somebody would have come up and say to any individual, I'm not gonna say you or any individual, but if they say well, you so all stupid, and then would you look at them and say, well, you stupid too?
Yeah, you stupid too. No, but wait a minute now. See now, here's the playing field about that is because that puts you okay. So what you're actually doing, remember, judge not lest you be judged. Okay, I can go there because here's what I'm saying. You calling me
Rico.
stupid. Well, you
Hmm.
stupid too. Let's
Well, see,
level this. Let's level this thing out because I'm no stupid. I'm not no more stupid than you are. We just both stupid.
Hold
but
on.
do you see the
Now
do
we
you
can
see
get
the difference?
along because we know that both of us are stupid.
Do you see the difference in it? Go ahead, Beth. You was about to say something. Go ahead.
Oh man, Donald's about to fall out with this. I have people that say that, and I
Mm-hmm.
literally look at him and go, "Well, thank you. How'd you know?"
Mm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. But see, that's a whole different. They put a whole different element on this thing. Leonard say, "Preach to son. Preach to son." Rico and Mary, I got to come to you next. But Rico is that's a whole different element. If somebody come up to you, and you so stupid. You stupid too. I don't know if that's gonna play out the same.
Well, that
I
really
just
goes that to me. That goes to show you how the human brain wants to find balance.
mm-hmm,
Sometimes. Now, this
mm-hmm,
is the other side of that, though. Sometimes that person can be giving you a compliment because they do realize you're smart and they're struggling and
mm-hmm,
they admire you.
mm-hmm.
Man, you so smart. You so smart. And the modesty or humility in you might make you say, well, you smart too. You don't know they're struggling.
Yeah, yeah.
Then maybe
And
you're
that's yes,
struggling.
so.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe you do know they're struggling. Maybe you're the one helping them and tutoring them, so you can tell them they're smart in their own way. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's in some ways it's to keep us from getting the big head, to keep us
Yeah.
level, like
Mm-hmm.
Don said. You know, keeping that playing field level. But at the same time, you do have to understand the person that's being modest or humble may
Mm-hmm.
not really understand just how special they are. I can go
Mm-hmm.
to the prime example, myself. When it came to playing sports when I was younger, when I started learning music, I can remember there was a German exchange student came, and he had been professionally trained playing saxophone and this and that, man. His name was Guido Klug. And
Mm-hmm.
he was good. He was good. And I was like, man, I've been the man all these years, but I ain't been professionally trained. I haven't had private lessons. This guy gonna come take my spot. And he
Mm-hmm.
would compliment me and I would compliment him, and he was good. And so I can remember when we had to go through these little trials again and this and that. That was sometimes you have other band directors from other schools that would come visit our band director. So they knew me. And I was in there playing one day and I got finished. And my band director was like, good, Rico, you did, perfect. I said, yeah. I said, I hope I make it, man. I said, I hope I get first chair again. Other band director was like, man, he's modest.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
realize he got this in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
And I never realized just how good my self-value, my self-worth, not having positive reinforcement or hearing it at home from the people I should have heard it from. I heard it from other people, and it was hard for me to receive that I was good or better or excelled at different things, that I was special. It was hard for me to
Mm-hmm.
receive that because I never heard it from where I was supposed to get it from. So it was so easy for me to push it back off because it actually felt uncomfortable getting that attention, getting that praise.
Mm-hmm.
So I was one of those type of people that if you treat me good, I treat you better. So if you praised me and told me I was good in something, I would say thank you. Or I might minimize myself. Oh, I'm all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Just to keep from getting the big head. And so,
Mm-hmm.
and when I tell you that happened with me in all aspects of life, when they talked about being smart, athletic, musically inclined, or just being considered handsome.
Yeah.
You would hear women or young girls tell me, "Oh, you're a handsome young man," and I would still be self-conscious. I still would be like, "Man, I don't like this about myself. I don't like that about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I don't think they're gonna like this about me." The whole time, most all of them had crushes on me, wonder why I didn't have or why I didn't come at them. They felt like something was wrong with them because I didn't approach them. Now realizing that my self-esteem was broken.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it was easy for me to always throw compliments and deflect compliments because it sort of felt uncomfortable receiving that acknowledgement.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mary, what's on your heart?
Nothing. I just feel like it's a somewhat of a different mindset among the different ages because I have completely different views about race and everything else than any of you probably would completely agree with because I didn't live through it. I don't have that experience, never had that experience, which is a blessing, but I can't relate.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We are not going to have the same exact experience anyway, but I just can't relate to the same hardship because of my race, because of my upbringing. I never was in a position to have to deal with it. So I don't know. I feel like I was brought up to treat everybody the same. I was brought up to be inclusive. So I don't see the issue with being inclusive now. Like I don't do I have trust in people? No, I don't have any trust in communities. I'm not crazy. I understand people are gonna be people, but also understand that you treat people how you want to be treated, if not better, because that comes back on me. Just because you sinning and being rude to me doesn't mean I have to return that favor. I was always taught if someone says something rude to you, you do say thank you because you don't give into it. You know what you are. You know what God made you. So you think I'm stupid? Okay, well thank you, and walk away. That will leave them more speechless than giving them the energy that they want. So I don't understand the conversation completely as far as how some of you feel about race, which is, okay, that's why we're different people. But I don't think I'll ever completely agree because of it's just a different time. Okay. And it depends on your upbringing too. Somebody that's my age could hate my race because of how they were brought up. I think it's a lot that goes into what you view the world as. So I don't know. It's very interesting to hear different points of view.
Good deal. Good. And that's why this is the Morning Glow. That's why this is the Morning Glow. We got a couple of people on the phone line. I'm going to go to you in just 1 second. I want to play this clip. I actually I found the clip. I want to play it and let you all hear exactly what it is that that we're discussing, that we're talking about this morning, and hopefully it'll give you a clearer understanding as to what happened and how it happened. This is the young lady right here. Let me get it queued up here. Y'all bear with me just for a second. I want to go solo screen with her. Where's she at? There she is. Okay.
Hey, Raheem.
Yes, sir.
I want to sort of back up what your daughter just said. I ain't gonna say back it up, but I sort of realized where she was coming from. I get to that example of how you're being brought up. You remember when your parents used to tell you if somebody said something negative or they want to say something to hurt your feelings, you tell them that you're a rubber band and they're glue? Yeah. And so, when she said that about the upbringing, that was the thing I bought about, because most times your parents would tell you to retaliate. Oh, they call you stupid, you call them stupid too. They say you dumb, you say they dumb too. So I agree with where she comes from with the upbringing, but I sort of think I get where you're coming from because of the book Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. She gave an example of how a white woman complimented a black woman's child, and that black woman was like, "Oh, he troubled, or he bad, he all right, but your little Timmy is good." And so she was wondering, why did that happen? Why couldn't we just accept the compliment and say this? And that was a culture that came from, that we have been subliminally programmed with. And the reason why a lot of black women or black people would subdue that praise or minimize that value because they felt like if their children or themselves were looked at as that valuable, then white people were gonna come take them. So they had to go back and make it seem like, nah, it ain't what you think it is. They're a little defected, they flawed, they ain't all that, they trouble. Or nah, he ain't no good man, because they felt like if you value him this much and you see this type of value, you might come try to take him from me because it might be a threat, or you might see some value for yourself. So I think that subliminal programming also goes along in with that not being able to receive a compliment graciously or without deflecting it and putting it back on somebody with sincerity, because we will get that compliment back and won't mean it at all. Exactly.
Let me play this clip real quick. I'm gonna play this and we're gonna see what she's talking about or what all this fuss is, and we're gonna discuss it. We got a couple of callers on the phone line. I definitely want to address you all as well, so please hold on for me. Here it is, and you can tell I
literally the best That's it. They're literally just the best.
I want to go back. Let me see. Can I start it over? Hold on. I got all this other stuff going. I'm trying to get back to that.
Black women are literally the best. That's it. They're literally just the best.
And that's what she said. And that's let me stop this here and go back to the screen here. Bingo. Yeah, and that's what she said, and you could tell by looking at her. I don't know if you all could tell what nationality she is or what it is, but a lot of times instead of just accepting that compliment, this other young African American lady, she went on my post and she just felt it in her heart. What she just had to say, white women are too, instead of just accepting the compliment and letting it be what it is. Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, why is it that it's so hard to accept a compliment? Why do we have to be so inclusive and say, well, you are too? Or like we said earlier, you are so smart. Well, you smart too. Why can't we just say thank you? I appreciate it. Thank you. You know, I appreciate you saying that about me. I really do. Thank you. Why do we have to do that?
I mean, just a part of who I am. If someone complimented me on something, I would compliment them back. I mean, it's not about, not me feeling a certain way about myself, but hey, well, you're awesome too. I mean, it was for me. It's just it will be an automatic response. It has nothing to do with what I've been through or anything else. I personally find it hard to accept compliments. That's just me. I've always been like that. Mm-hmm. Like I get embarrassed when people say, "Oh my God, you do such an awesome job," or "Oh, you look so cute in that outfit," or I do. That's mm-hmm. just me. Mm-hmm. But everyone is different. But if someone gave me a compliment, I'd be like, "Well, thank you. You look awesome too." Mm-hmm. Boom. And not even thinking about anything else. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not adding.
Wow. Okay. And I can receive that. Let me go to our I think we have Monique. Monique, good morning. How you doing this morning? Monique, are you there? Monique, we can't hear you, sister. Are you there? Tucson, why she I think she's working on the phone line. What's on your heart, Tucson? Talk to me.
Looking just by the little shot. Some people have a tendency to take another look at mm-hmm. And this is based on just this short clip. Mm-hmm. You already know the struggle, the how far our sisters, Black, African, American women have gone. Mm-hmm. How much they have achieved. Mm-hmm. How amazing these women are. Some of them, a lot of them. Mm-hmm. They overcome having no husband, having a series of children, multiple baby daddies, mm-hmm. and still excel in the struggle.
See, and that's now we've gotten there. That's my whole take on it, man, because I have a Black mother, grandmother, a wife, daughters, and I'm surrounded by a lot of powerful and amazing Black women. And so I think the way I took that clip, just a little insight. The way I took that clip was it was an what's the word I'm looking for? Like an acceptance of the power and the struggle that they have had to go through, had to endure, and still they stand strong, man. Still they stand up, man.
Yeah. And see, here's the other part of what we're missing in that is mm-hmm. because humble yourself in the sight mm-hmm. of of the Lord, and He will exhaustion, whatever, however.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to quote it.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that zone
Mhm.
today.
Yeah. Yeah. I got
But
you.
here's what I'm saying. At the same time, here's another woman probably has done all of that, what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a, I don't know, it's just, we have a tendency to, we can't, if we're protesting,
Mm-hmm.
if we're making a stand, we're not even only making a stand for ourselves. We have to include every other type of person in the world. Okay, no matter how much we have been oppressed and suppressed, or whatever you want to call it, we are always have the tendency to say, "You come on."
Mm-hmm.
I'm not only trying to build me up, as I'm building myself up,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to also include you. I remember, and this is not a boast to brag, I used to be pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, "Man, Touche, you so fast." I say, "Yeah, you so fast too. But I mean, you can run too."
Yeah.
And I would tell them that. So, I wasn't going to let you beat me, but
Mm-hmm.
you can at least come in. You can at least come in second.
Lord Jesus. But see,
but what I'm saying, you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
It's good to accept things, but like Rico said, don't get the big head, because just like you come up, you can also come down. And the people that come up and think that they have arrived by themselves don't encourage nobody. They just take it all in, and before you know it, oh yeah, I'm just the boss. I'm best thing since sliced cheese. No, you're not.
Exactly. But see, knowing and my thing, Rico, knowing everything, I can't think of anybody. And this is just me saying, even the black man, I can't think of nobody that has had to endure more than the black woman. I can't think of anybody that had the weight to carry that was heavier than what the black woman had to carry. She had to carry so much, man, and to have somebody to acknowledge her and say, "You are amazing." In the middle of the struggle is not over, but in the middle of the struggle, to just look and say, "You are amazing." Why can't that just be accepted? Because black women, you know what you've been through. Sisters, y'all know what y'all been through and continue to go through. It ain't over. It ain't over. So to why not just accept it? Thank you. But the battle's not over, and you don't have to even say that part. It's in your mind. You know that the battle's not over, but you're still fighting. Talk to me, Rico.
Well, that could be several different layers of that. The black woman that responded might be in an environment where she is disgusted with the black women that she see in her immediate surrounding. So she might say, "Well, you know what? Yeah, I can understand like everything you just said. She can understand that part of it, but what about this atmosphere of black women?" So actually, she just didn't want to accept that praise as a whole and say, saying all of us are great. So she came back and said, "Well, y'all too." That could have been it. And then at the same time, I can understand what you mean by taking that compliment and just leaving it at that. Because I'm like Cassandra, man. I'm gonna tell you, man, I those compliments, man, when I tell you I get uncomfortable, it's like an anxiety feeling, man. You know what I'm saying? And then I automatically feel the need to return that favor. And then I'm stuck. I'm trying to find something to compliment them on. If I ain't careful, I might say something stupid. Because I can't find nothing to compliment them on. But see, the thing is sometimes the person that's receiving that compliment don't understand that the person that's giving it to them is feeling like they ain't receiving it. They really don't understand what I'm telling them. I see such greatness in them that it affects me. And I want them to know you are so great. You are so beautiful that I almost adore you. And then you just go, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I don't think you really feel where I'm coming from. Maybe you don't understand how important you are. Maybe you don't understand how great you are. And so you have to go back to the person that's receiving that compliment. Maybe they don't receive compliments too good because they're nervous. It makes them uncomfortable. or maybe they don't understand just how great they are. I went through a lot of that, you know, but it's, you know, at the same time, you know, you have to be careful. I mean, it's all about being sincere.
Yeah.
It's all about being sincere, you know, if because the person that's giving the compliment can actually feel some type of way depending on how you respond. You know, do you really feel where they're coming from? Do you really hear what they're saying when they say, look, man, you great. You just don't know. You got that it factor. You just blowing it off. But at the same time, somebody else come and tell you the same compliment, and you just go to cheesing and grinning and, oh, for real? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Like, wait a minute, you didn't value my assessment of you. You know, so it can go so many different ways. So really and truly, if somebody did take the time out to come and compliment you like that, it may be good just to receive it and let them say what they want to say, because you don't really know where they're coming from or what impact you had on them. But I love what Donald said about most of the time being a team player. You know, when you are the one that excels on the team, or you are the one that excels in whatever it is you're doing, and people praise you and they, man, how did you do that, man? I can't figure it out. Why are you so good at it? It's good for you to uplift them too, especially if y'all both are depending on working together to get this job accomplished or this goal accomplished. It's good to uplift and motivate them to let them know, well, look, maybe I am good. It ain't that hard. You can be just as good too. Let me show you how I do it. Let me show you what makes it so easy for me.
Exactly.
So, you know, it goes in different directions. You know, this thing we call life, man, it comes in layers.
It's complicated. It's very complicated. Cassandra, being a Black woman and knowing the struggles that you as Black women has gone through and the strength that it took to get to where you are today, why not accept the compliment?
I'm not saying don't accept the compliment. You know what? I have a big thing. When people hear me talk, and I speak very assertively, and they hear this, people say you exude confidence. It's not like that. It's really not like that. And I feel like a part of my growth spiritually is to remain humble, no matter what people are saying. This is how people get caught up in self and lifted up and, start being full of themselves. When you think it's all about you and I did it, I'm me, and it's all me. I did that. That's fine if that's you. But for me, I need to remain humble, because I know that nothing that I have done or accomplished was me. It was God. It was God using me to do whatever I did. And just for me now, just as a leader, I have to remain humble, because I see a lot of leaders get caught up in themselves, and then God have to bring you down. God ain't gonna never have to bring me down. I'm gonna keep myself humble. You understand?
Keep your feet on the ground.
He says, humble yourself.
Yep.
Keep your feet on the ground. Exactly. That's just me.
That's good. That's good. Badger, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me. Monique, I'm gonna try to come back to you, sister. You had some issues with your line a minute ago. I'm gonna try to come back to you. Badger, what's on your heart?
Man, she beat me to it. Oh, I was over here jumping at the bit. I was like, oh yes, someone else. One of the other things, when people give me a compliment, and I'll do my best to relay one back. Especially if I know them. It's what I also 99% of the time will say, well, I am who I am because creation allowed me to be. A lot of the people and a lot of the knowledge and things like that I have is because of creation. Sure, I might have been born smart, but I wouldn't have anything if it wasn't provided for me.
Come on.
So, and to me, I would rather a person compliment the creation within me and me serving as a vessel for creation than them complimenting me, just me.
Okay.
I am who I am because creation works through me, and I do my best to be open to serve as a vessel. I'm human. I make mistakes. I say things wrong sometimes, and I'm always, giving things to creation to help provide words. And I'm very blessed with some of you guys kind of understanding what point I'm trying to get at, even though my words don't come out right. You know, so that's why I'm thankful for you guys all the time. I think you guys are awesome and amazing, you know.
Thank you, brother.
And it's learning how to accept within yourself your personal truth and why a person is complimenting you. And they could be doing it out of malice. They could be doing it because they truly mean it. They could be doing it because of the environment, like the woman you just showed on TikTok. It wouldn't surprise me if most of her experiences was good from the black women and not so good from people of her own race. Because sometimes that's what drives those compliments. So, you know, speaking from my own personal experience, I've met some really cool white people. But if you ask my opinion of white church, I don't really have compliments for most white churches. Because most of the ones I've been around will have belittled me, have told me I'm of Satan, all kinds of negative things. And every time I'm like, well, thank you for your perception. And may you be blessed in your walk. And leave it at that. Because why am I going to respond to hatred with hatred? So I'd rather do my best to be a neutral human being and try to put words or seeds out there of, you know, I'm complimenting Donald or you or Rico or any of the callers on the line or Mary because of the creation within them. To me, creation gave some of y'all the gift of being able to communicate. Well, I don't have that same gift.
Yes, you do.
So, well, I mean, I guess I can talk, but I can.
You just did the same thing, Raheem.
I know. I was gonna see anybody catch that. I was gonna see anybody catch that. Yeah, I did. It was intentional. It was intentional because you know I wanted to put it out there just to see, and you caught it. Good job. But let me go. Let me go to Monique. Monique, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Good deal, Monique.
Sorry about that. I thought I took my phone off mute, but I guess I didn't.
Okay. What's on your heart? So talk to me. You've been listening to the conversation. I think you know pretty much know where we are right now. Let me do this. The phone lines are open. If anybody want to be a part of the conversation, give us a call. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Phone lines are open. Give us a call. Monique, what's on your heart?
I think to answer your question in reference to why the black woman says, you know, what she says, I think that there's no one answer to that, you know, because like someone was saying that it just depends on, you know, who she is, you know, when it comes to compliments. But I know for myself, when I receive compliments, you know, I do get a little uncomfortable, you know, regardless of what kind of compliment, you know, from how I look, even at work, you know, I get a lot of compliments at work, and even that makes me a little, you know, uncomfortable. But what I found to help me with that is that I give out compliments, not necessarily at that moment when I'm complimented, but I just give them out. And I found that once I start giving out compliments to other people for whatever reason, when I receive them, you know, it makes me a little bit more comfortable, because why not? Why I can't get complimented on something? You know, in my mind, I'm a good person. I did what I did, you know, so, but by me giving the compliments has helped me receive them. You know, when I get them, it helps me, you know, to receive them a little bit better, because it is a little, I don't know if it's because of, you know, how we were raised. Oh, you need to stay humble, you know, and I don't think that giving a compliment changes a person. I think that's just who they were anyway. They just needed something to bring that out of them. So I don't, you know, because I've heard people say, you know, why say that? Why give them that compliment? They'll get the big head. But I think they already had it. They just needed something to feed off it. So I don't think my compliment, you know, changed them. It's just probably who they were in the beginning.
Exactly.
You know,
That's good. That's good.
so pretty much that's fine.
All right, good deal, good deal. Tucson, and again, the phone number is 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input. Tucson, talk to me, brother. What's on your heart?
Now, I just thought about the greatest person we all know that we talk about all the time. He was an encourager.
Yes.
He was like, I mean, he'll put his hand on you. Matter of fact, he didn't have to put his hand on you. He'll just speak the word. But at the same time, he was trying to mold and teach others. And he says to the disciples, see this work I do? You're going to do greater work. Now, how can you do greater work than the Creator? But he was an encourager.
Yeah.
I think I'm finna die out. But what I'm saying is, when we supposed to build each other up, and if we're not careful in our strive to attain greatness, we might just get besides ourselves. We have to get to the point where we put this whole thing, mankind, the human race, on a level playing field. Okay. Oh, sure. Okay. You are correct. Black women are amazing.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
But how about, let's say, women are amazing? How about saying we missing
the mark. We missing the mark. Go ahead. We're missing the mark.
Not necessarily. Because I hear what she said, but then sometimes when you build a person up, your counterparts are coming. So
should that have anything to do with your compliment, or should that have anything to do with your compliment?
Yes, because people are people. So the one that receives it is probably trying to help her. You got to know people, because white women are coming at her for sure by saying black women are amazing. What do you mean? I'm pretty sure she might have got a call from her mama.
Wow. Rico, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me. Lord.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I just looked at something, man, and when I tell you I'm so boiling hot with rage right now, man, I don't hear nothing. I don't hear no words right now, man. I wish I don't hear nothing to try to see if I could distract myself from what's going on in my mind. And it's really sad, because I shouldn't be this ticked off. It's something simple for real. I sent somebody some money to get my son something for Christmas. And knowing it's the holidays, I did it soon enough so they could go ahead and put it in the mail Monday. And, knowing that even though I do 2-day priority, it's probably going to take 4 or 5 days. And after all this talk, this is why I hate for people to just talk that good talk, man, or not be sincere. After all this good talk, man, I sent the money and did everything I need to do for them to get it in the mail in time. And they didn't get it in the mail Monday. They didn't even get it in the mail yesterday afternoon before noon. They got it to the post office right before it closed. And I talked to them 3 times yesterday. And listening to them tell me that they fixing to go ahead and take it to the post office right then. When I tell you it was like 10 o'clock in the morning their time when they said this, and they didn't take it till 4:48 yesterday. So it's gonna probably get there after Christmas. And I don't celebrate, but I do it for my son. But man, I'm just on here now to just try to get distracted, because I shouldn't be this ticked off. But right about now, man, if I got off here, man, I'd probably punch holes in the wall. I got man. My middle ground is terrible, man. My middle ground is terrible. That that balance. You know, I guess that's sort of going back to what we were saying about the balance. You know, not getting a big head. You know, right now I'm hot headed right now, and it's a simple matter. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I mean, it's just a holiday. It's just a gift. It's gonna get that, but it's the principle.
Yeah.
And man, I wish I could calm down. I'll probably calm down, but right about now, the way I'm feeling, the rest of my day gonna be, the rest of my day is gonna reflect on how I interact with everybody else. I might be a little on edge, so I'm just trying to get back grounded. You know, I've been listening to y'all talk, but after I just looked and saw what time they took that package to the post office, man, the only thing I'm thinking of is a whole bunch of.
Take sometime, and I can't. Nobody could tell you. I'm not gonna just say me, but nobody could tell a person how to feel in any given situation. You know, you have the right to feel that you want to feel, but at the same time, it's not always what happens. Is more often how you react to what happened.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. And to be honest with you, I won't be so ticked afterwards, but when I tell you that this is something that I got to work on, you know what I'm saying? People keeping the word and me not getting too. I could get so angry about the most simple things, man, but I'm so built on principle that, you know what I'm saying, it'll cause me to get in trouble. So, you know, I hate to even go in a different direction like that, man, because like I said, I'm just on here now to just try to get my mind back on what y'all talking about. So go ahead and go to the next person. I'm trying to get a little balance.
There you go. Cassandra.
Yeah. Let me first say something to Rico.
Okay.
Rico, you are already accomplishing something. The fact that you can admit what you're feeling, that right there shows growth. Because there may have been another time that you'd be calling somebody like, look, what the you, but because you find what you're feeling, you've made strides right there. So let me say that you've already shown that there's growth there. So, you know, don't be so hard on yourself. And, you know, things like that are important. You're trying to build relationship with your son, right? So then don't ever dismiss how you feel, especially when it comes to something that has to do with him. You have a right to feel that way. But now you got to realize, hey, this is beyond my control. I trusted somebody. They didn't do it the way they said they do it. And now, you know, I'm feeling some kind of way. So you got to pull yourself out of that, but know that you have grown because at least you acknowledge it. Hey, I'm on here because I need to distract myself. So I just wanted to say that.
That's good. And that's the very reason why I was coming to you, Cassandra. And I also wanted you to, if you could say a moment of prayer for our brother, man, for the strength that he needs to make it through this moment right now. Could you do that for us as well? Okay.
Father, we just thank you right now for Rico, God. We thank you for the growth that we have seen since we have known him on this panel, God. I hear in his voice, I hear in his conversations, the things that are important to him and how he is making a conscious decision for the changes that he needs to make in his life, God, that he would be a better person and that he would get to know you better and that he would see clearly the direction that you are trying to take him in. Now, Father, we thank you for his son. When he gets the gift, God, that he will understand that it was done out of love for him and that any delay, it was of the enemy, but that his father loves him and that he wanted to show that through that gift. We thank you for all of these things. Bless every one of us on this line right now, God, because some of us are going through different things and some of us, we wouldn't even mention it, but we trust you with whatever our situations are at this time. And we know that things will get better. These and all other blessings we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Toussaint, unmute. I see you talking. Unmute yourself, brother, so we can hear you. Go ahead.
Man. See, this is the type of thing that I'm talking about right here. See, nothing else we talked about makes absolutely no difference. This is the example of what we're talking about. Actually, we are supposed to be there for each other, no matter
absolutely.
The things that we go through in life it really molds us into who we want. And the people, God has a tendency to put the right people in the right place at the right time,
Come on,
so that
come
no
on.
matter who you are, you can believe what you want to. He knows how to get the glory out of your life, because when it says all things work together for the good, sometimes it don't work out good, but he knows how to work it out. Time, he don't have nothing to do with time. We have time. But what he does is he can stop time if he wants to. But what I'm saying is, this setting right here is a perfect example of what needs to be. Because sometimes we have to set ourselves aside. Sure enough, okay, we're good people, spiritual people, godly people, righteous people. That's fine and dandy. But what good is our righteousness if we're so heavily minded that we're no earthly good?
Come on.
We have to be there for each other when it's necessary. And for the sake of the conversation that we're having, sure enough, we already know Black women are some amazing women. We know that.
You tied it together.
But then, I know how to tie. Yes, sir. But so are other women. How can we have this conversation promoting and uplifting Black women when Badger's on and his wife is amazing too? What's wrong with me saying that?
Not a thing.
Cassandra is an amazing woman. We already know Cassandra is an amazing woman. But at the same time, Badger wife is amazing too, because she puts up with him.
And that's a lot, Lord Jesus. That's a lot.
That ain't no joke.
I just had to put that out there like that.
I don't know how she does with me at all.
See how I did that.
Exactly. And Rico, let me say this to you, brother. You know, we talk on here, we talk off air as well, man. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you, brother. Just I want you to know that I'm proud of you. Monique, what's on your heart? Monique, you there?
Monique. Right now, just listening.
Okay.
Just listening.
Okay. Cool. But as soon as I get ready to go to bed,
I'm actually driving. I'm actually driving right now.
Okay.
On my way to Georgia, to be exact.
Okay. Well, come on down. Like you're the next contestant on The Price is Right. You're the next contestant
in Savannah.
Well, we like Savannah too. Bring me some of that. Bring me some of the seafood. You know, when I go to two places, I love to give me some seafood from two places. I got both of y'all represented on here, Savannah and Charleston. I go and get my seafood from right there, Savannah and Charleston. Now, Cassandra don't know nothing about no Charleston seafood. Cassandra,
I'm a Charleston born and bred chick. I'm a Geechee girl.
Rico, boy, she lit up. Then she looked like a Christmas tree when I said that. Boy, she lit up. Yeah, man. I used to go down to I used to go to Folly Beach to go fish off that lone pier they got over there. You know about that pier? I used to go down there fishing, and when I used to go deep sea fishing, I used to go to Shem Creek, and that's where the boats used to dock and go out. And man, I used to have me some good.
Wow.
Yes, yeah. Come on now, I know. Hey, do I know what I'm talking about?
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how that thing go. Badger, where you at?
I have a wireless headset and I stepped outside.
What happened?
Said I have a wireless headset and I stepped outside.
Oh, okay. Oh, he about to say something. He had to step outside. What's going on? What you want to say? He got it. Rico. Get ready to brace yourself, Donald. Get ready.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, it's not really white. She's Jewish.
Huh?
I said my wife is Jewish.
Okay.
Well, no, like, it's. I just find things interesting. You know, talking about compliments and things like that. You know, I had something earlier, and I was hoping you'd come to me sooner, and I'm trying to remember what it was. They'll probably come back to me if it's supposed to be said.
Yeah.
but it's interesting that in this day and age, you know, I had this really amazing conversation with this I would say younger man, but he's 30, so, and I'm only 35, and we were talking about compliments. We were talking about, you know, racial experiences and things like that, and it was interesting that I hear a lot of perceptions that the older generation, yes, they have knowledge, you know, giving a compliment, and then they go, yet.
Mm-hmm.
They hold on to the past.
Mm-hmm.
So they weigh what is being spoken from the older generation because they want to know where it's coming from. Is it coming from a place of holding on to things? You know, that trauma brain that we talk about off and on? Or is it from them, from truly learning to overcome it, to provide a better future?
Mm-hmm.
If a compliment's given like that, it's really interesting on how, should you take it? Should you not take it? Should you say something back? Should you just leave it be? Because it sounds like it's a good thing at first. It's that yet part.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at a compliment like that, is it really a compliment?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it trying to plant a seed while giving a compliment?
Sometimes there's this thing called, and people, and y'all might know some better examples of it than what I'm gonna put out there. But sometimes people give you a backhanded compliment. A backhanded huh?
Well, like the other day, I was actually going to call you and talk to you about this.
Mm-hmm.
When I was asking the question, or trying to get to a question, and I talked to Donald about this because I actually like reached out to him because I'm like, I'm really pissed off right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably smiling right now. And it was me trying to bring up a topic or something about the illusions that all the communities are given.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where that compliment came from. And because I added the word slavery,
Mm-hmm.
it was taken in a totally different context.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that compliment was based from, was because of how that was taken. And yes, I was also responsible because I didn't say the words properly or get to the point I was trying to get to before you switched to someone else, because we did have a lot of callers that day.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that that comment came from that situation, how should you take it or not take it?
Mm-hmm. Good, a very, very good point. Rico, you have anything you want to say to that? Very good point.
Man, it's really hard to take that, you know, because you made the point about people giving you a backhanded compliment, and sometimes you don't even realize it.
Yep.
You'll be like, "Oh man, thank you." Then you walk off, and you're like, "Wait a minute,
It hit you.
was that joke trying to be funny?"
Yes, sir.
You know, and so
It hit
you have to understand that element exists. There's been times that I performed, did bad or messed up. Then somebody came back and told me, "Oh man, you did good. You still did good." No, I did not. I messed up. I honked the horn or something. You know, it might have been I might have forgotten my lyrics. I was up on stage in front of all these people looking stupid because I had a mind fart and forgot my own words and my own music.
Yeah.
Then you come off the stage. Oh man, I can't believe y'all did good.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Ain't nobody did good. You just, I mean, you know, I mean, it's not even a backhand compliment. You know, sometimes they just trying to uplift you and support you and let you know, okay, it wasn't so bad. You'll do better the next time. I know the last performance was better.
Yeah.
But then it's your standard of expectations, your personal standard of expectation. So it's whatever you're going through. If you're self-conscious, you might not be able to receive compliments too well. But the thing is, I think to me, the most important part about all of this is if you look for the humility and modesty and all of it, then that negates whether it was positive or negative. So even if it is you being subservient, even if it is so subliminal or subconscious, I'm gonna say, I don't want to call it slave mentality.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but what's that word mean?
Say it again.
I don't know what that word means that you used.
Which one?
The first one, the subvariant.
Subservient.
Yeah.
I mean, that means you are serving somebody. You know what I'm saying? You are putting yourself beneath somebody to serve them.
Submissive.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
What's the difference between that and serving God or creation, depending on the word you use?
It might not be no difference. It's just a matter of, at the same time, you knowing the difference of you feeling less than another human being when really and truly you should feel equal to. See, sometimes we can feel subservient, so we feel like it's automatic that we should submit, even when we're being complimented. You know, like I said that about the post-traumatic slave syndrome. You know, at one point in time, you had black women and black men that would minimize the greatness of the accolades of their children because they were scared that the slave master saw that same value and would go and take them and use them, manipulate them for profit. So, I mean, you know, you felt like, okay, let me minimize or diminish my own worth. Let me go back and tell them that my son ain't that smart, that he a problem, that he's uncooperative, that he hard-headed, he's shifty. Let me tell them that so they don't value my son that much because they might want to sell him. So, you know, that's a subconscious thought process that has been passed down because we were also trained to be modest for our protection.
Exactly. I'm looking at the clock, y'all. Though we started late, you know, I got me and my wife got some running around to do. We're ready to get on out of here. But Mary, what's on your heart?
Nothing at the moment. Just join back in.
Okay.
I really know what the topic is right now.
Okay, you forgot. Okay. Yep. This man, it's so many different ways we can go with this theme, and I'm trying to tie it all together. I'm trying to do that little fancy thing Toussaint did when he tied all that stuff together, man. I'm not as fancy as Toussaint. Rico, let me ask you a question, man. Can you run pretty fast?
Not no more.
Okay.
I can run fast if something get after me.
Okay, now if I put you on you on a Toussaint on the starting block side by side, could you take him in the 50?
No, man, no. He got longer legs than me. I ain't a 5'8".
Hey, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because I got something around the midsection right now. That'll slow me down, buddy.
I got a bluebell belly too.
Yeah, but Donald, all we got to do is just lay down and roll. We could probably go faster.
Yeah, well, see now you got to see. I got the also. I have the don't won'ts.
That's fair.
Watch this. Monique, are you with us? Monique?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Okay, stay right there for a second. Cassandra, you with us?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm gonna ask this question. Now, if I put all three of you, Monique, Cassandra, and my daughter Mary on the 50-yard line, on the 50, and y'all running the 50-yard dash, which one of y'all gonna come in second? Which one of y'all gonna come in third?
I'm coming in third. I would like to place myself there already. Let me do that now. I'm third.
Oh wow! I was gonna put myself.
I will definitely come in third.
Donald Toussaint, I ain't never seen nobody
I might
want
roll
to
in second.
Hey, Rico, have you ever seen anybody want to lose a race?
Because I say, just give me the third place trophy.
I'm being realistic.
Lord. Listen, we're about to get out of here, man. My wife, she just texted me, asked me what time when I get out here, so I got to shut down because I know she's watching. Yeah, I know you're watching. Yeah, I tell you, I'll be out of here in 10 minutes. You're looking at me right now, making sure I'm shutting down. I understand what you, Rico. It's amazing how the women do that, man.
Hey, I know what the real story is. She done sat back and told you before you left, baby, you wasting your time going up that is late. You know you might as well stay at home. No, baby, I'll be back. I'm just doing it for an hour and a half. I promise I'll be back. So
but you know what?
Sure. You stick to that hour and a half.
No. But truth of the matter, when I woke up, because Mary called me this morning. That's what woke me up. Mary called me and woke me up. She said, "Daddy, you doing?" I said, "Oh man." I looked at the clock. It was super late, 7:40, something like that. And I said, "Baby, it's 7:40." I said, "Man, I said I'm late for the show." She said, "Well, you know, go ahead on. At least you can get some of it in." She said, "At least you can go in there and get some of it in." She said, "Doing some of the show is better than doing none of the show." I was like, wow. And Rico, Donna, y'all know, and Badger ain't on the screen, so I don't know if he's there or not. But I'm gonna tell you how we think. There you go. I'm gonna tell you. I said, you trying to get rid of me? That's the first thing.
Oh man.
All I was gonna say is, Raheem,
mm-hmm.
You're gonna need to get a new pillow because I think he's beating you up too much.
Exactly. I mean, I'm gonna throw that pillow away, brother. I'm gonna throw it away.
Get something that ain't so comfortable.
Man, look, I'm not even gonna sleep on no pillow. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna lean my head off the bed at night and sleep like that, man.
Hey, don't use no headrest or plywood, man. We don't need you with a creak in your neck.
We around be on the floor.
They do like they do in jail. Use your shoes.
Exactly. Good Lord, they sleep on the shoe. I ain't know that they sleep on the shoes. Rico, what's going on? What's going on at 3:00 today, sir?
If you missed today's show and would like to see the entire broadcast in its entirety, you can tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.dklmediagroup.com.
Mary, will you pray us out?
Well, you know I'm in the middle of this.
Where you at?
Okay, you're going at it. Okay. I'm in the middle. It's okay.
Okay, all right.
It's okay. No, the Lord will watch me. It's all right. All right, you ready? I ain't gonna.
Yes. Go ahead. You good to go?
Father God, we come to you as humbly as you know how, asking you to keep us in your perfect peace, asking you to give us strength to do what we need to do with our lives, to be more prosperous and to live our purpose out as you see fit. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining this morning. Then I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. I want to apologize for the tardiness this morning. It was all on me. And I take responsibility, and I hope you all can forgive me for being so late this morning. But I think we had a great show. I think what we talked about today was amazing, and the transaction of everything, how it happened. Only God could do that. Only God could do it like that. So I thank him in everything that he do. To God be the glory. I see it all the time. It is now 10:16. Yes, sir. What do you want to say to on?
You wasn't late. You was early for tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I sure was. Am I witness? Cassandra, you ain't supposed to be laughing, Cassandra. Hold on now, Cassandra. Whose side you on?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Look here.
I'm sorry. I didn't think you could hear me.
Oh yeah, we heard you loud and clear. But it's 10:17, man. I want to thank you for joining us again, man. We're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before we go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, right, this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And we shine some of this light from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? You all take care of each other. Be blessed. Love you, and have a great day.